Good evening and welcome to the May 6th, 2026 regular meeting of the Town of Erie Planning Commission. The time is now 6:31 p.m. and I'm calling this meeting to order. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the secretary please call roll?
Commissioner Booth.
Here.
Commissioner Burns.
Yo.
Commissioner Dreckman is absent and excused. Commissioner Sawish.
Live from Town Hall.
Commissioner Bayham.
Here.
Vice Chair Brodus.
Present.
Chair Hemphill.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. We have an agenda before us this evening. Does staff have any changes?
No changes.
Do we have, who wants to make a motion for tonight's agenda?
Motion to approve.
Second, Burns.
We have a motion from Bayham, second from Burns. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. This brings us to approval of the April 1st, 2026 Planning Commission meeting minutes. Do we have any changes or request to make a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion from Brodus and second from Booth. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. This brings us to the public comments portion of the meeting. This is for public comments intended for items not already scheduled on the agenda to be discussed. Is there anyone in the waiting room signed up or in the audience?
There is not.
That is shocking. All right. We have 2 items on this agenda for general business. Goal is to finish by 8:30. Should be able to do that. And just before we start, just request that everyone speaks into the microphones. The April 1st meeting, there were a few times when I couldn't hear what people were saying, so just make sure we're speaking in the microphone. First item is 2026-265, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the Town of Erie recommending that the Town Council adopt an ordinance consolidating all provisions of the Erie Municipal Code related to penalties and enforcement for code violations. The time is now 6:33 p.m., and I'll turn it over to staff.
Good evening, Chair Hemphill, Vice Chair Brodus, and Commissioners. Tonight's request is for amendments to Title 10 regarding penalties and enforcement. This amendment is part of a larger change throughout the municipal code to comply with recent state Supreme Court rulings. As Title 10 falls under the Commission's purview, we're bringing this amendment for your review and recommendation to Council. So we'll go over the background proposal and decision. The Colorado Supreme Court issued decisions in December affecting how local governments must structure certain code provisions. To align with these provisions, the town needs to formalize language bringing our municipal code requirements into compliance. The proposed ordinance would repeal and reenact Chapter 10 of Title 10 Enforcement and repeal and reenact Section 10-12-7, Permit Transfer and Inspection. This agenda item meets approval requirements as set forth in 10-7-18. The proposed amendment will promote the public health, safety, and general welfare. The proposed amendment is generally consistent with the town's comprehensive master plan and the stated purposes of the UDC. And the proposed amendment is necessary or desirable because of changing conditions, new planning concepts, or other social or economic conditions. A neighborhood meeting or public hearing is not required for UDC changes before the Planning Commission. And the next steps are that Town Council will review the ordinance on May 12th. Staff recommends adoption of Resolution P26-08, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the Town of Erie recommending that the Town Council adopt an ordinance consolidating all provisions of the Erie Municipal Code related to penalties and enforcement for code violations. And that concludes my presentation. And if you have any questions, happy to answer.
Thank you. Time is now 6:35 p.m. and we'll move to commissioner questions. Again, 2 questions and go back around. Commissioner Bayham?
No questions from me.
Commissioner Burns?
No questions.
I'll just keep going down the line. With regards to 10.12.7, that's the oil and gas section. Where do those penalties and where did those get moved to, just in general?
So basically, there's no changes. So what they're doing is just trying to bring everything into alignment and into one section of the code. So all of the penalties and enforcements should fall under section 1-4-4.
Okay. I think that's what I had. I also saw that in the ordinance that we're removing 10.10.2, which is part of 10.10, and then 10.14.11 and 10.15.5. So that's all I have. Vice Chair Brodus,
No questions?
Commissioner Booth.
I have no questions. Thank you for doing double duty.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Sawish.
Yeah, a couple questions. Okay, so this is the state versus Camp and Simmons. From my understanding, reading what happened was a couple of municipalities had penalties that were above and beyond what was allowed based on statute. Is that correct?
Yeah, for above the state minimums for criminal.
Okay, so even though correct me if I'm wrong, none of the items related to the UDC are addressed in any of the current ordinance revisions for the actual penalties section, the non-criminal, criminal. It's all 1 through 7, 1 through 6. So there's nothing chapter 10 UDC related in terms of criminal, non-criminal currently. Is that correct?
Yeah, so UDC would be non-criminal, so the CAM decision doesn't impact that, but the original thing was, we needed to comply with the CAM decision, but then there was a lot of, that we saw issues with the whole code that we were trying to consolidate, so we just decided to do it as this whole one big ordinance that included Title 10.
Okay, so that's where all of the penalties move to now. So if there are specific items that, are these monetary penalties? Are these actual like serving time penalties generally, or is it all penalties we're moving into that now?
Yeah, so all penalties now are under 144. The goal is because before you'd read a section 521, for example, in the code, and it would say either look to the general penalty section or it would have a separate penalty section, which is really confusing and inconsistent. So now the goal is any violation of any part of the code, you look at 144 and it encapsulates everything. So if it's monetary penalty, if there's going to be some permits that, like permits that'll be revoked. So also code enforcement. We left the nuisance in under Title 5. That's still there. So there's still the nuisance procedures under there and abatement. So that, yeah.
Okay, I know I'm at 2. Can I keep going, Chair?
Yep.
Now, how does this play? Because we're talking about the UDC, which is related to planning and zoning, which we're a home rule municipality. Isn't that a now local item for the most part? Isn't planning and zoning per statute for the most part provided to the municipality to administer as they would like? So we had an affirmed judgment by the Supreme Court, but now we're talking planning and zoning related. For the most part, do we still have a say in terms of what types of penalties we would like to have for these items? Not us,
Yes.
council.
Yes, yeah, there's still discretion. So we try to keep the discretion there. It's in 144. So it's not just, if we don't have language that if it's not enumerated 144, that doesn't mean that there can't be a penalty that town staff, code enforcement, council determines for violations of the UDC specifically.
Okay. I know it's not UDC, but would staff like comments on throwing of missiles, or should we just keep?
Yeah.
So that's all. Thank you.
Any other questions pop up? All right. Does anybody want to make the motion?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right. We have a motion from Sawish and a second from Booth. Sorry. for resolution number P2608, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the Town of Erie recommending that the Town Council adopt an ordinance consolidating all provisions of the Erie Municipal Code related to the penalties and enforcement for code violations. Does anybody request a roll call vote?
Nope.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Change hats.
Doing my best. Our second item is 2026-262nd, recognition of Commissioners Bayham and Burns. So the time is now 6:41 p.m. And staff, Kelly, do you want to start?
Sure. I don't have like a slideshow of fun things that we did together or anything like that, but I know this is often a thankless job, and you do this as volunteers. And thank you guys. It was a long haul working through the comp plan and all the various cases that you've seen over the last 4 years, and we as staff really appreciate it. We do have certificates here to show that, signed by the mayor and our interim town manager. So, and yeah, if you all have any words that you would like to say to your colleagues.
I'll open the floor. Anybody, I have something, but I'll go.
Just a sincere thank you for your efforts. It's been most appreciated. I know I've learned a lot from both of you, so thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody for the opportunity. This has definitely been enlightening. Not only working with town staff, but commissioners themselves also. It is a thankless job sometimes, but seeing the impacts around the town and the development that's come past in the last 4 years is just phenomenal. So it's truly rewarding in that aspect, and to continue to watch it. So
Exactly. It's been nice to see the input of the commissioners, but the public as well, kind of involved in how the town is developing, because it's clearly a hot topic issue now here. And I think as you guys transition into a little bit less of the big developments and kind of fine tuning things, it's kind of, it's been an interesting 4 years, I think, for sure. And yeah, so everything else.
I want to, I know I, as one of the individuals who voted to appoint you both, thank you for everything that you have done. I know that you've been put into situations that have publicly seen ire against it, that have been testy at the very least. I don't know if you recognize when you initially signed up to interview that you thought that would occur, but you both have done a phenomenal job, especially keeping things afloat when we went through that whole period of a lot of turnover, to say the least. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, and for everybody in the town, thank you for everything that you have done.
I will echo everything that everyone said, and I think it's been a pleasure learning from both of you. I mean, everybody has their own expertise. You guys have a lot of expertise that I've learned from listening to your questions, so thank you for allowing me to learn from you.
And yeah, same thing. Really appreciate working with you, Kylie. Your architectural input has been really valuable. Always some great questions coming out from you. And Tim, thanks for being chair when I came on and teaching me how to run this. Hopefully, I've done you well over here. So just appreciate the time you guys have put in. So, any last words?
I know you guys are going to do a good job.
yep.
Do our best. Looking forward to getting public comment from you. Sure.
Yep. I'll get my 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. So, all right. Time is now 6:46 p.m. and we've concluded general business. Go to staff reports.
the next meeting will be our first meeting for the newly appointed commissioners filling Bayham and Burns' role. And we will have a welcome dinner for them in the community room as well. We have several things on the agenda.
Is that May 20th?
May 20th, yes.
Anyone have any commission reports? Commissioner Salish?
So part of the commission reports are also, and discussion items.
Yeah. okay.
So I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to ask the two individuals who are up here who have spent the past 4 years. We have 2 items potentially that we're going to be talking about upcoming with regards on the 20th and then with the joint study session. First question that I have for both of you. When we're going to be talking about the fast track Prop 123 item, are there any, if you will, closing thoughts or any items that you think, if there were one thing that we would want to make sure is addressed or this piece is attended to, is there anything specifically that you would want to have?
I think in regard to the Prop 123 discussion, it's trying to keep the bigger picture is my thought toward that whole process. It's not necessarily about your kind of personal thoughts on the issue, whether it's appropriate, but it's looking at what is in the town's interest. I think sometimes that gets muddled. It's become pretty politicized in the past few years in general, but what is the best for the town when we're moving towards this? What is in the best interest in financially for the people here, for the quality of life and everything? So always tried to consider that as more my kind of guiding star versus like what my personal thoughts on some of these issues are. So it's just my 2 cents, which will not get you a cup of coffee.
Only thing I'd add to that is define the process, stick to it. Give staff the ability to execute and move on. Don't revisit it several times. I mean, when you have to go through and do additional time and additional meetings and everything else, it prolongs the process. And if the motivation is to get housing and product to the community and build that community, get that process to where it's pretty well dialed.
You're here.
Thank you. And second item of potential discussion is the roles and responsibilities. And I know when both of you initially joined the commission, this was a topic back then, even preceding you all. So now that it's been 4 years, you've seen, how the commission has been, many evolutions because of everything that has occurred. Are there things that you wish we could have done differently? Are there things that we went about this item where if we were able to, you would have liked to see this happen? I'm not talking about, specific quasi-judicial applications. So I'm saying, like, in terms of how we've been functioning in the past 4 years, are there things that you see as, it'd be nice if we could do this, or this would be an improvement to what we have done to date?
I mean, honestly, I'm glad to see that you guys are immediately stepping into like the procedural kind of thing in terms of the Roberts Rules of Parliamentary Procedure. When we started, we just jumped into it. And I really honestly didn't have an idea of procedurally how things were supposed to proceed. We didn't have a lot of onboarding. It looks like they're doing a pretty solid job, I think, now of trying to get everybody onboarded, so that you're not having to, you guys can deal with the issues as opposed to procedurally, how does this work with the motions and who speaks up when, et cetera. So I think procedurally, that's something different than when we started.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I hadn't seen parliamentary procedure since college. And that was in a fraternity setting, which is not terribly formal. So,
Yeah, I guess definition of roles and responsibilities.
Yep.
I mean, when we started, that was pretty much non-existent. So it took time on our parts to kind of join, I guess, this commission, understand what our true priorities should be, how to review these cases, and make effective judgments. I think that would be one of the biggest things, is to maybe pair the new commissioners with maybe someone from staff, give an understanding of how the process works, what are the key things, and maybe work through a couple test cases of how you should approach this. Not to influence the decision, but to give them a roadmap of these are the critical things you need to look at. So.
Thank you both. And one of the reasons why I wanted to ask you these questions is because you two are the first individuals in 4 years, a little over 4 years, that have actually run to your term. And this body has an opportunity to do this. 12, 15 commissioners throughout that time, plus the two of you. Not one of them have been able to provide this feedback. So thank you. Thank you.
I'm definitely, I feel like we've left the commission in a better position than when we started. Look, it was definitely a little chaotic when we started, or at least I felt that way.
Yeah, the consistency. I mean, the town is getting to the mature level that it needs consistency. And without that guidance, not only from this commission, but from staff too, it's going to go whichever way the wind blows. So, and I don't think that's what this town needs. So I sincerely appreciate everything that's done to keep continuing and fostering that direction.
Anything else?
That's all. Thank you.
Commissioner Booth?
Motion to adjourn?
No, not yet.
So, all right,
Very close.
No,
Vice Chair
nothing
Broadus.
else.
I've got two things. One's just a humorous thing, I think, for Tim, that 2 cents, now we no longer have the pennies, is worth a lot of money. And so you may want to change it to 2 nickels.
True.
The other thing is, just to make sure everybody realizes, in this room tomorrow night, it's going to be from 4:30 to 5:30. Congressman Joe Goose is going to have a town hall here. And so if you want to do it, you do need a ticket, so you just have to sign up. And if you need the link, let me know and I can send it to you. And yeah, so those are the 2 things.
Thank you. My 2 items are Michelle Crawford at the town clerk sent us a code of conduct, so make sure you read that and sign it. And the town fair is on May 16th, so we'll see you out there hopefully. And that's all I have. And that concludes all the items on our agenda. Commissioner Booth?
Mo-
Oh, wait, sorry, we're not done yet.
Sorry. I just want to, wanted to kind of make a statement. I know that Kelly had sent out some emails a few months ago. I did want to acknowledge MJ Adams, and who passed in January, and because she, I think, had a pretty outsized role in the last few years, really almost the entirety of our term, in helping shape a key part of what became the comp plan revision. And I'm hoping that, I know Kelly, I think, mentioned that they might try to get something to commemorate her efforts
We are still working on
at the town. But yeah, I just figured I just wanted to throw it out there.
Thank you. Did you have anything, Commissioner Bayham?
No, that's it.
Now it's over to you, Commissioner. For real
You're
this
not
time.
kidding me?
No.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right. Time is now 6:56 p.m. and we are adjourned.